What's going on, everybody? Joshua Salvetti, and welcome to the High Performance Trading YouTube channel. Okay, so today I have a wonderful lesson, right? And I'm going to be breaking down how I spot, right? How I identify and recognize market opportunities, right? And how I do this through what I like to call areas of value, right? So everybody on the Discord, everybody that follows my page knows I am a firm believer, right? A firm trader in price and volume analysis, right? And basically what that is learning how to identify opportunities on the market through price and volume, right? Strictly price and volume. We do not use indicators. We do not use MACD, RSI, right? We don't use oscillators or not really even moving averages, right? What I look for each and every single day is specific areas, right? Based on prior performance, right? So we're going to be breaking down how I identify those, and we're going to dive into an extensive lesson on how to become profitable as a trader, right? So before I go any further, right, guys, go check out my Instagram page at High Performance Trader, right? This is where I post tons of daily resources, tips, tricks, right? Tons of strategies that I use to get in and out of the market successfully, right? Tons of videos, quick recaps, daily recaps, etc. And what you're going to see over here at the top of the page in the link, and also on the link in my YouTube, is a link to my website, right? And at my website, I break down how to get involved in the Discord, right? What we offer on the Discord, right? Pre-market analysis, options, futures trading, one-on-one mentorship, probabilities, right? Live webinars, right? Tons of super good stuff, right? First week free. You can cancel at any time, literally no risk to you, right? And also what you're going to see here is a link to the online trading course, right? Called Market Philosophy. And basically what this page breaks down and what this course breaks down is a full in-depth course and how to use my strategy, right? How to identify areas of value, right? How to read candlestick charts, chart patterns, what they actually represent, right? That being selective human behavior, right? I dive very deep into this stuff, right? Because the market is nothing but a magnifying glass of human behavior, right? So as we see these chart patterns, right, what exactly they're representing is behaviors of large money, right? So I dive very deep in how to identify these, what are our favorite strategies, our favorite chart patterns, right? And how we get in and out of the market. Also, a daily systematic, repeatable process, right, that I use each and every single day to become consistently profitable, right? We teach all this, and also a very extensive market philosophy part that's based on becoming a trader that trades based on probabilities, right? Not trade by trade basis, but over a series of trades, right? Proper position size, tons of very good stuff. So go to the Instagram, check it out, check out the link above or in the description below. Get involved in the Discord, right? We offer a lot of very good resources, a great team that will hold you accountable and push you to the limit and push you to pass that threshold of consistency, right? So without further ado, let's break into the lesson. So over here in the pre-market plan, and I post these every single day, I post a bullish and bearish scenario, right? So this day, which was April 6, 2023, I post a graphical presentation of what I'm expecting to happen if price falls into specific areas of value. Now, mind you, this is not predicting the market. This is what I'm going to do, how I'm going to react if price comes into these specific areas, right? So SPY bullish scenario, I need to see strength today to be bullish. I'm looking for a strong retest, high volume, and market leading equities as well to be strong, right? So basically I am looking for buyers, right, at pre-market low and yesterday's lows of 405.93, right? So you can see here yesterday's lows, I've drawn a demand zone, right? Because what I'm looking for here is for price to come into this zone and bounce with strength, right? So I'm going to show you how I set that up. So basically, in a nutshell, what I like to do is first I'll start on the daily time frame, right? And kind of get an overall feel of the market and what we're looking at and how we're trying to react to specific levels, right? So part one, right? Or I'm sorry, step one of our systematic daily trading process is identifying market conditions, right? And basically what market conditions are is a whole bunch of stuff, right? Fundamentals, right? News. It's going to be supply and demand on larger time frames, right? And how do I draw supply and demand? Well, basically, all I do is look for where buyers are and where sellers are, right? A great way to do this is anytime there's a sell-off, that is a supply zone, right? So you can see up here at 420, all the way back on, what is that, 825, we had a massive sell-off. So as price ripped into this 420 area, we started to see sellers. So we identified this as a supply zone. Same with demand, right? Back here on 1228, we got a lot of congestion, a lot of buyers defending their positions, right? And then a violent move to the upside. That is demand. And what I love about price and volume analysis is it does not matter which time frame. Doesn't matter if it's large or short. I don't care if it's the 1 minute or the 1 hour, right? We look to identify these violent moves as supply and demand zones, right? So I kind of want to show you how I got my target and how I got my entry. So over here on the S&P 500 at 4095, right, we got a massive sell-off. This was pre-market on 4/4/23. So since there was a seller here, that indicates that that is a supply zone. And what that basically means is if and when price can reach this 4095 area, I'll be looking for sellers, right? So that's how we identify that as supply. So what I'll do, I'll right click, add drawing, right? Bring my rectangle out, bam, perfect. So now that is my supply zone, right? This is how I identify my areas of value. Now second, now I'm looking for demand, right? And you can see right here, we had buyers showed up at the end of the day. So that's a demand zone, right? Buyers then showed up in pre-market, price fell below it, and then it acted as resistance, right? Now that is the break and retest, right? And I break that down in another lesson. Go check it out. Very important strategy. So, and at the end of the day on 4/5/23, which was Thursday, we got this violent move right here at 405.90, right? We'll break that down on the 5 minute, kind of see what it looked like. So price sold off very heavy, right? You can see here on 4/5/23, we sold below this demand over here at 407.62. Then it acted as resistance and we sold off for pretty much the rest of the day up until 1 o'clock. Then at 1 o'clock, we got all these candles, right? And I love these candles. This is what I call Bayesian candles, right? And now what a Bayesian candle is any candle where the body is less than 50% of the wick, indicating a reversal, right? A reversal candlestick analysis, right? It's very important to be able to identify these candles, right? Because they will tell you when and if the market is changing direction, right? Back to that selective human behavior, these candlesticks tell a story. So since we got this crazy move over here at 406, we'll call it 405.90. This is what we label as demand, right? And now remember, you don't have to be perfectly accurate with these demand zones, but you do have to be within reason, right? And we break that down a whole nother lesson. But remember, I'm not trying to be super insanely specific here. All what I'm trying to do is identify areas that I'm looking for a potential move, right? I'm more focused on the location instead of the action, right? So a lot of people get confused. They go, oh, it didn't come down to this specific level, etc. Well, in the reality, this is a market auction. It's never going to come down to a specific cent. Even though I have seen that happen, right? More or less, we're looking for a high probability market reversal, which means a highly probable scenario, which means it's not going to be down to the specific cent, right? So we identify this area as demand. Why? Because buyers showed up there. That's literally all it is. We identify this as supply. Why? Because sellers showed up there, right? And then you do this on larger time frames, right? Now there's many more components that go into identifying market conditions, but this is in a nutshell what I need to do every single day before I put on a trade, right? So now that we've identified these areas of value, going into Friday, my pre-market analysis was if buyers can come into this 406, 405.50 area, we'd be looking to take the market long. Right, so we got end of day over here at 407.60. Now, end of day is a very important area of value as well. End of day equals previous day close. Whatever the market closed at on the day prior is going to be a very important area of value. And if you've ever noticed at the end of the day, every single day, you get massive amounts of volume, right? So what that means is no matter what the price ends at the end of the day, buyers and sellers are battling over it. So I could promise you the next day, there's going to be a battle there, right? And when I say promise, what I mean is that is a highly probable area of value. That is a highly influential price on the commodity, end of day. Whatever the price ends at, right, is a very important area that you need to keep your eye on every single day. I like to use it for targets, right? I like to use it for entries, tons of stuff, right? If we open below it, like you can see, it tends to work as a magnet, right? Not in every situation. Remember, highly probable. So you can see here, price really sells off into our demand zone, right? Now, this is really where I want to get into the importance of spotting a reversal and how I do it. So as price sells off, right, we come into demand. And you can see here, just because we get this first little basing candle doesn't mean go long. And that's exactly why when I put in the Discord, I'm looking for strong retests. I'm looking for strength, high volume, and market leading equities also to be strong, right? So basically what that means is I'm looking for the buyers to defend this. In the event sellers are very strong, right, it's going to soak up any of these fake outs or these bull traps, right? So I'm really looking for price not to be able to make a lower low, right? And what that means is price comes down to 405.68. I don't want to see price go down to 405.67, right? I want to see buyers defending their positions. And that's exactly what happened. So as price comes down here, you can kind of see, let me just make this volume a little bigger. Once we come down into this demand zone, volume really starts to kick up, right? And what that is the battle. Remember, price and volume analysis. So as price has now came into our area of value, now we're looking to solidify our edge with volume. And that's exactly what happens. You can see here right at 9:48 a.m., we get this pump in volume right at this specific level or area of value, right? Buyers defending their positions. A basing candle, right? Everything that I want to see to take the market long. And you can see we couldn't make a lower low even though sellers tried. We started to get this wedge right here, right? And basically what a wedge is anytime price is consolidating, right? So price consolidates, we can't make a lower low, we burst right out of this wedge with strength, right? And I want to tell you how I traded this. So once we break out of this, you can then take the market long, right? Or you could wait for price to come down and retest and then take the market long again. It doesn't really matter how you trade it, depending on what type of trade you're going for. If you're going for a quick scalp, this is a perfect indicator, perfect area, perfect situation to take the market long, targeting pre-market, one of the pre-market highs, right? Which in this case would maybe be right here, right? So, and why am I targeting right here? Because I know buyers stepped up here and sellers won, indicating sellers were strong right here at 407.15, indicating a supply zone, indicating an area of value, right? I know it's a mouthful, but once you do this for long enough, you're able to identify it, right? So that would have been our first target. Once price then came down, right? And this is one of my other favorite, remember we were talking about that break and retest earlier, right? So let me just get rid of this zone real quick. And right here, you can see we had a little resistance, right? So once price starts to rip out of demand, right? Buyers are very strong, right? We hit this and then we reject, right? That means there's a seller there. And then once we hit it, start to reject, and then we blow past it, retest it, and then rip. So as price hits this little supply zone up here and then sells off, look, we literally come right back into this 406.20 area, right? And then bounce off it, right? Making a chart pattern in an area of value. Because remember, all what a chart pattern is selective human behavior, right? So as we see these chart patterns, right, at support, which used to be resistance, right? That's telling me buyers are still very strong. That's giving me the market identification that the conditions are still very much bullish, right? And then price continued to rip all the way up to end of day and way much further, all the way up to the previous day's open, right? And remember, or I'm sorry, the previous day's pre-market high. And remember, these supply and demands, right? These areas of value work like magnets, right? They are what we like to call capturing the market in balance, right? So step one is identifying market conditions, right? Step two is identifying supply and demand zones or your areas of value, right? Step three is identifying an entry indicator, right? Basing candle, volume, chart pattern within a zone, right? Chart pattern in a zone, that is our edge. That is what makes us consistent. That is what makes us money, right? Number four is predefined stop loss in your target, right? All these must be predefined before you get in the trade, right? So that you're able to cut losses quickly, right? And then step five is log and recreate your trades, right? So this is our edge. This is what we use every single day to get in and out of the market consistently, right? It's very powerful once you've done this enough where it is programmed into your subconscious mind, right? So over at the High Performance Trader, we really pride ourselves on accountability and pride ourselves on the ability to hold each other accountable and to really log our trades, run our trading statistics, right? Figure out how often these supply and demand zones actually work, break it down into a probable aspect, right? So that we could build confidence, control, and conviction in ourselves and in our setups, right? Because without your beliefs, right, and without you truly believing that you are capable of doing this, you will never cross that threshold of consistency. So that pretty much wraps it up for the lesson. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to hit a like, subscribe for more content, right, and get involved in the Discord. Like I said, we are taking this to the top. I will see you there.